Hello, everyone. It's Scott Roberts with Explore Scientific with Kent Marts, Jerry Hubbell, and an empty screen. Okay.
Y'all
And
hear
we're going to show some
me?
cool things here. And Jerry is fading in and out with his voice, so he'll get back to us here in a moment. But
Hear me? Can you hear
just a little bit, just a tiny little bit. So it's a little technical glitch that we have. So, but today uh, oh geez, we've got a lot of viewers here. It's nice to see you all. We've got Mike Wiesner lurking in the background again. James the astrophotographer, Mr. Thump 30, Bill Black, Ansel Puri. Hello, Dusty Haskins. Dusty, I saw the beautiful video that you did of Comet Neowise. It's incredible. And we are going to want to show that. So I sent it over to Jerry. Okay, he can look in his Facebook and maybe he can bring that up and share his screen later so everybody can see what a great job you did. It's beautiful. Ulla Drake from Germany. And so we are all here. I am wearing today's giveaway. And Jerry,
Well, not literally that one, but
well, yeah, this
we could give
one's
could give
mine, okay?
could
This
give
is
that one
mine.
away.
And we are
me?
going actually starting tomorrow. Now this event, this astronomy event that's going to happen called Cosmo Questicon. Okay, you go to Cosmo Quest. Let me pull those down. CosmoQuest.org, and it's starting at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon up until 11 o'clock at night. There will be this event that's going on, and people are it's a very different type of thing. I'm wearing my lab coat and I'm wearing this thing because they do have what's called cosplay. And you know what, guys? I guess I'm old because I didn't know what cosplay was. And so you can look at COSPLAY and see images of cosplay. All right.
Oh yeah, it's a big thing. Can
I,
you guys hear me now?
we hear you fine, Jerry.
Oh,
We hear
okay.
you fine.
I don't know what's going on, but
Did
who
did you
knows?
lick the plug again?
No, I didn't do anything.
Maybe if you don't do anything, everything will be okay.
I guess until yeah, I'll just stop doing anything.
Right?
No, no, don't do that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm trying to find this picture you said you sent to Facebook on my page. You
It's not
sent it to my page?
feed. It's under Messenger, Facebook Messenger.
Oh, on the messenger. Okay.
Yeah, you'll
All right.
see that I shared it with you.
Okay, let me look at that.
In fact, if you can bring it up full screen and share your screen, we'll start with that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, let me. They've changed this Facebook. Oh, there's a messenger.
Yep, they've
They
changed
changed this
Facebook
interface a little bit.
a lot of bit.
Yeah. Why is my messenger
Yeah,
coming? Oh, there it is.
Mike
Scott
Wiesner's
W. Rob.
yeah, Mike Wiesner's comment was just a lurker. I think that's a country and western song. Not sure.
Just alert.
Seems like just a lurker. I think it's country western.
Yeah.
So this is Dusty Haskins, right? With
Yeah.
Britt Haskins.
Dusty Haskins.
All
Dustin
right.
Haskins.
Yeah. I can't get it to get big. I mean, I guess I have to enlarge my browser. Hold on. I'll be able to share it here in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Anshel says he saw Neowise yesterday through 10 by 25 binoculars.
That's really good.
Faint still, but in this part of Southern California.
Oh,
On
this is a
a
video. That's pretty
horizon.
cool.
Isn't it cool? Yeah.
He's like all of us. He's hoping for better luck in the next few days as it climbs higher.
All right, if I'm going to take over sharing my screen real quick, Kent. I know you're sharing yours.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Why don't you unshare for a moment?
I
Okay.
think I've
There you
did
go.
it come up. Okay, now watch. Look at this.
No, your screen's not being shared yet, Jerry.
It's not.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
Let me
All right.
stop sharing. I stopped sharing mine.
Yeah. I'm going to start again. Start sharing. Okay. Do you see it now?
Now
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, hold on. I'm not showing the screen yet, but here we go.
That's
Very nice. Look at that. That tail's going way out there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Framed very well between the trees.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Do you know what exposures he did or anything, Scott?
No, but he's watching right now, so he can tell us. He can tell us.
What platform is he on? Twitch?
He is on Twitch. Yeah.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we still.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna. It's like that old commercial.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
And while we can still hear you, you're going to have your question of the day, so someone could win one of these fabulous masks here.
All right. So this thing stopped all of a sudden. Oh, there it goes. The question is how many members are registered for the IXOS 100 beginners subgroup on the forum? It's a simple question, and I'm not going to give any hints. So how many members are currently registered or currently members of the subgroup?
I'll give a hint. It's fewer than 475.
Yes, that's a good hint, and it's greater than 0. I'll give another hint. It's greater than 0.
Because 475 is how many members we have right now.
Yeah, we're getting very close to 500, and we're gonna have a special show when we get to 500.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It'll only be like a couple weeks, I think, or less.
Yeah, we get to 500. We're going to have a $500 door prize.
Monopoly money.
That's
not
great.
Not cash, but better than cash. Explore Scientific stuff.
So while people are trying to scramble around and figure out how to find that answer, because it is written down and you can find it if you just know where to look.
That's
Robert.
the test.
Yep, I'm going to take a shot at this name that Scott's been trying. Robert Trepaccioni. Quick design-related question. Why were Torx security type screws used in an XOS 100? Why were Torx security type screws used to attach the deck housing to the mount versus regular hex screws? I don't have an answer, Scott. Do you?
Usually when manufacturers do stuff like that, now we did not specify it, I don't think in particular, although I could go back into engineering and find out in fact if we did specify it. But usually when that's done, they don't want people to mess with it. It's usually the scenario. So because most people have hex wrenches and they don't have Torx wrenches, so that's often the case.
That's probably a good general answer for that.
Yeah,
there may be other reasons, but I don't know what they would be really. I mean,
yeah, I mean sometimes in the final engineering phase they think, well, we really don't want customers going in here. Okay.
The only other way is because they've got a crap load of them that they want to get rid of.
That also happens. That also happens.
Is that a technical term for a pretty?
Putting down 441. Bill Black, 237.5 people.
Yeah, he couldn't make up his mind if he wanted to be a member.
All there, you see them sometimes. You're talking to them and they're going, yeah, and then you go, what did I just say? And you go, I wasn't listening. I wasn't even there. I was half there. Okay.
Yeah, so ask the question again.
All right. So how many current members of the forum are registered as members of the IXOS 100 beginners subgroup?
Looks like Dan Genosek has had a problem. He had to leave us. Something about the lawn won't mow itself.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
They've got those robots now. Everybody should have one.
The other thing is that grass is not going to go away, so it's always going to be there for him to mow. It's like
that'll grow a little bit longer.
He can wait a few minutes and watch the show.
Yeah, there's a theme on the insanity of mowing lawns, and it is an insanity.
Hey, Scott,
Yeah.
check Wolfgang's answer real quick. Shout that out to Jerry. I
Okay.
just saw that pop up.
71.
That's winner chicken dinner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's awesome.
Hey, Wolfgang, congratulations.
That's our live audience that we have back there.
Okay, so Wolfgang, email me your name, uh, shipping address, and phone number, and send it to service@explorescientific.com. Put attention Kent prize winner in the subject line, and we'll get it shipped out to you. The issue is you're in Germany, so it may take a week or two to show up, depending on how we can ship it. So, but we will get it to you. And I might accidentally put it in the other one as well, so there may just inadvertently send you two.
I brought that up. I chose that question because I wanted to highlight how few members are actually members of the beginner subgroup, and to help. And we'd like to get more people in there to help, more experienced people in there. It's not just for beginners, it's for anybody that wants to help beginners. So I wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, so if you like to help beginners, please join. That's right.
Mr. Thump 30 asks, who waits for the hottest part of the day to mow their lawn?
I like
we don't know.
Delvo's comment here. We have stones here, no lawns. That's my idea of the perfect lawn. It's just rock. Okay, maybe cactus, all right, but just rock. Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, so.
Yeah.
Nobody's mentioned something that we talked about before the show.
No.
Yeah, something's different here.
Something's
different.
Something strangely different.
Really strange.
It's the first one to figure
wood,
out.
That's the best lawn. Just the wood, that's the best lawn. No lawn. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
good for woods too, except they can't block my sky. So
the first person that notices what's changed
can also one of these.
Yep, we'll get a muff, gator, a neck gator, or whatever we want to call them.
Yeah.
Yep. So
what's different?
Not Zoom. Yes, Zoom is different, but that's not the answer we're looking for there, Ken.
Yeah. Jerry's background. Mr. Mike Wiesner's got an eagle eye. Jerry's in my office.
That's right.
My office and ripped it off. I have this thing trademarked,
Yeah,
and my attorney is going to be sending you a letter.
Hey, Mike. Mike, I've got your name and number. I'll be getting with you.
I need to. I was going to update my video a little bit. It looks like I'm a little overexposed.
Okay, so I'll send that to Wiesner. So that's what you get for lurking, Mike. You get to be a winner.
That's right.
So Mr. Thump 30 asked, did Jerry put batteries in his smoke detector? No, it just happens so often your mind has started to chosen to ignore it, just like your eyes ignore your nose. For instance, close one eye, you can see your nose. Open both eyes, you can't see your nose anymore. Your brain chooses to ignore your nose. Your brain is now ignoring the beeps in Jerry's smoke detector. Or he put batteries in it, one or the other. Did you put batteries in it, Jerry?
I'm not going to say one way or the other.
I have a feeling that probably Mike Wiesner is one of the best husbands in the world because he noticed that your background had changed. I can't tell you how many times I came home and somebody said to me, honey, what do you think? And I'm like, your hair looks great, And of course, the whole house is rearranged, so.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry. Anyhow, let's talk about, we actually have some serious stuff to talk about here. Not that serious, but kind of serious. We did talk about the ability to change Wi-Fi channels on PMC-8, and we described it, but Kent was Kent was not quite set up to actually show how it's done, and now he is.
So
Right.
I've shared my screen. Is it up?
You shared your screen.
So we're up now? Okay, so here we
Well,
All right, so
yeah, but going up here whenever you say go up.
go up. I'm ready.
All right, we have a blank screen. Now,
Okay, so
piece of
it's a
word
just type.
processing paper.
Yep. Okay, so what I've got is an Exos PMC-8 box, standard PMC-8 box. This is for a Titan out of the showroom, and I've got the
All right,
Explore Scientific.
we don't see that.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to share
okay.
his picture
Share-
and your desktop
me.
at the same time.
Yep. So can you get me up there in my screen at the same time for a minute?
Yes.
We keep telling Scott he needs to hire a producer. Okay, there's
Yeah,
me.
that's right.
Okay,
I see
so
your face.
you can see my face.
Oh,
So here's
I thought you were going to show. I thought you were going to show something on that piece of paper somehow.
no.
Oh,
So I'm just using it as a background to hide all.
there you go. You got it.
Here we go.
Okay,
All right.
so PMC-8 box.
Yeah.
Okay, and an Explore Scientific lithium-ion battery power pack.
Yes.
$99. It comes with a cable that's got the correct tips
Yes.
to fit guaranteed into the PMC-8 system. So I'm going to power up the PMC-8 system by plugging it in, and we're going to see after I turn the battery pack on.
Some light.
Power up some lights, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So now the lights are going up. So now I'm going to set this down for a minute, and over here on, so switch now to the big screen, Scott, to my screen.
There we go.
So here's how you do it. Here's how I check to see what channel it's on. So type here to search. I'm going to type the word command. And you'll see something called a command prompt come up. And we're going to click on that.
See the command prompt.
And now we're going to type, and Scott can post this in the comments. Let me get this out of the way. We're going to type net sh
Net.
space
Space.
WLAN
Okay.
space
Space.
the word show, the word networks.
Space. Networks.
Yep. So net sh WLAN space show space networks space BSSID.
Space the final frontier.
True.
So what does that look like on a T-shirt? It's just a space thing.
Yeah, just a underscore maybe. All right, so we've typed that, and we're going to hit the enter return key, and this is going to give us a list of every single Wi-Fi that's visible to my computer. So here's the Explore Scientific wireless. This signal has 82%. It's on channel 1. And we go down through here and look at all these. Here's one on channel 11, channel 6. The most common ones are 1, 6, and 11. And so we're going down through here, and we keep looking for the names. And we're going to get down here.
Signal strength, right?
Yeah, signal strength is 62% on this one. And here's PMC-8 B4. And it's got a 92% signal strength, and it's on channel 9. Okay? So, Scott, bring me back up now.
Yeah.
Not beam.
Okay.
Since we have a space theme going, don't beam me up, but bring me up.
Okay. That's
We're going to use, this is, we prefer to
the
call
lower
it.
part. Pull it back a little bit so you can see the whole thing. There you
So
go.
there's
That's
the whole thing.
Yes.
This is it. People lose this. They don't. Some people think this is an antenna and stick it in and leave it in. When this is in, the wireless will not work. It has to be removed. And so we put this little sticker on it that says
Wi-Fi channel switcher only. Install when changing channel.
And like everything else, nobody reads that. So, but there it is. So here's what's going to happen. So I'm going to see we're up and running. I'm going to plug in the RJ12 or whatever it is into it, and now it's going to cause a short to happen inside. It's going to complete a circuit that's going to instruct the board to change one Wi-Fi channel. And so now I can remove this.
Creating a short sounds bad.
Yeah, but closes the circuit.
Sounds like it's going to melt, or all the smoke's going to come out of the electronics.
So now this handy dandy little piece that's the handle also serves as a great press the reset button, which is hidden right in there. Can you see that? I'm going to get it set. It's right there. I'm going to press the reset button now, or try to with it anyway. And so now we've changed the channel one time. So I'm going to lay this aside. So Scott, let's go back to the big screen again.
Okay.
And we're going to type net sh, maybe, if I type on the right keyboard.
The same
net
type before, right?
Yep, net sh WLAN show networks. Is it networks? Yes, BSSID. We're going to hit return.
You put new SH, not net SH.
Yep. NENET SH. Nope. Can't hear you, Jerry.
We can hear you a little bit. Very.
So now here's PMC-8, and we can tell the signal strength is now 98%. It's gone up for some reason. And we're on channel 10. So we've changed our channel one step. And so every time you do that, you can change your channel one step. So I advise people to look through this list and just read and put a tick mark for every, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then put a tick mark for every channel that's used, and then find a channel that doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
So there's also some issues, discussing on what channel is the best. 1, 6, and 11 are theoretically the best. And Jerry, there was a long discussion on on a thread on the group a while back. I don't remember what the conclusion was. Do you?
Well, so can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. The discussion was what good are the middle bands if 1, 6, and 11 are the main ones? How effective are the bands that are in between, the channels that are in between? And they still work. The key thing is that the signal that you have in any of these channels has got to be the largest signal available in that channel. That's the first thing. The other thing is the number of devices that are in that channel. So theoretically, any channel should be just as effective as long as you have the biggest signal, and it recognizes that. But sometimes, like we talked about in the past, some devices, some tablets, some laptops maybe, the Wi-Fi is not the best, so sometimes it doesn't receive the signal as good as it should. Signal strength is relative, but if you notice on that list that you brought up, Kent, I don't know how many of them were up in the 90s, but if you've got a lot of strong signals around, then that's really going to be a problem regardless of what channel you get on, I think.
Because it creates jamming almost.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. I didn't write signal strengths down, but that would be
right. There's two parts to that puzzle.
Channel and strength.
Right.
So there's a couple of comments, questions here. The one question I wanted to just cover was, how do we do this on the IXS 100?
The same thing.
Yeah.
Same
identical process. It uses the ST4 port.
Mm-hmm.
That's a double duty. So the ST4 port is typically for guiding, like we've talked about in previous episodes.
But
this special case,
reset button is where on the iXOS 100?
Same place.
It's the same place. The layout is practically the same, except you've got small connectors for the motors instead of big connectors.
And there's only 2 lights
Right.
on the iXOS 100, whereas there's 6 on the silver box.
Right.
And those lights have meaning. We should cover that in another show.
We'll do it in another show. That's right.
Yep.
Right. Let's see.
Chalks has a question. He asked, why is the PMC-Eight RS-232 while the iXOS 100 is mini USB?
I don't know if Scott, do you want to take that one? Do you want me to answer?
You answer that one.
All right. So early on, Scott and I, when we first started talking about building this system or designing it, we wanted the reliability was paramount in this mount controller. He wanted everything to be very reliable because of his previous experience with other control systems. And so part of that is not just the design of the board and the layout, but also the protection we give to the board in terms of conformal coating, moisture resistance, that type of thing. And the enclosure is very rugged and can handle a lot out in the environment. But also the connectors were very important to be able to handle the environment and to be locking connectors, very, very secure locking connectors. So my initial goal was always to use DB9 connectors, not just for the programmer's port, which is the serial port, but also on the motor connectors. And the cables involved are very easy and simple, easy to obtain. So that was why the cables are basic serial cables. But in terms of the first iteration of the PMC-Eight, we wanted it to be a rugged device and use industry standard that's been around for 50 years, in terms of connectors and parts that way. Now, we went to a USB mini connector on the iXOS 100 because we wanted to make it easier for beginners to get started with it. They're more used to these types of connectors. Not that we didn't want beginners to use the Exos 2 and the G11. It's just that was the design goal for that system, where it was different for the iXOS 100.
And also there was a real estate problem, with
that's right.
Small space to put in the PMC-Eight electronics in there, and so while still conformal coated, while still mil-spec electronics, it has a lot of the redundant features that the standard PMC-Eight does have. It's just that we had to move, we needed that extra space for that type of connection. So
right, that was a big part of it. That's correct. The board was going to be much smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor,
Mm-hmm. Right.
I need your iPhone.
Okay. The air right now.
So have him leaning away. Alex.
Now you guys can see
Alex, leaning away.
Alex Sanchez is behind me. Now you got to move up the telescopes. There he is. Okay.
I didn't see him move in front of my telescopes.
You want my iPhone to make a...
This is the biggest one we have?
That's the biggest one I got. Yeah.
Oh, I know what he's working on.
Maybe iPhone 12 is going to be this huge. Anyways. So we have, I guess we can move on to the next subjects here, unless we have some questions. Let me just look here. Oh, Chalks was giving you keyboard hints. He said if you press up on the keyboard, it picks up the last. If you press the up key, I guess, on the keyboard, it brought back that command, the last command. And Jim Norwood says you can use also F5 as a hotkey. So there you go. That's cool.
There's another program that we use to look at channels. Did you want to bring that one up, Kent?
I don't have it on that machine. Do you have yours?
Yeah, I've got it. Let me.
What is it? Wi-Fi Inspector?
It's Wi-Fi Info View is what it's called. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay. And then I'm going to... I'm going to bring it up here. You see it?
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's hard to see. I'm sure the text is small. So if you search for the word Wi-Fi info view let me bring it up on my browser. I guess that's the easiest thing to do. Let's see.
Is this an app you download?
This is a simple app that you can download, right? It's that's not what I want.
I'm downloading it now. Maybe.
Oh, I keep getting these third-party download things. I'm trying to get
that's
the
what's
actual.
popping up
No,
with me,
not
too.
third party.
Nearsoft is the name of the company that makes it. So this is the page. Let me enlarge it so people can see what it is.
I used to
Where's the
third party to me it was the third party that I'd gone to that night. So
Yeah.
Is that down? Is that over on the left? Start download. Underneath Nearsoft, keep going down.
Yeah. So
Right.
it's really near the bottom here, I think. So what's new? Yes. Nearsoft. Main page.
Robert Trepaccioni says, I think it's awesome that the 100 uses the mini USB connector.
Download links are on the bottom of the page.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
There's
This
a
is
lot
not
on
the
this page.
same. They must have changed this page. Something's changed. I wonder if this is that's nearsoft.net. That's right. So
Ken makes a comment on YouTube. He says, as long as you are 20 decibels, 20 dB above adjacent interferers, you will be good.
I want to see here.
This is weird. It doesn't have any.
Yeah, it's not the same Wi-Fi info
Oh, it's the
view.
very bottom. It's at the very bottom. I found it underneath.
Oh,
Keep
did
going
you?
down.
Okay.
Yep. Go
Uh,
back to where you were.
They need to use
Scroll way down. Way down.
they need to pay for some Google AdWords to get it back up to the top.
So yours looks different than mine.
Wi-Fi info view. Let's see. Here it is. Here it is. That's the
Yep.
page.
Okay, let me bring that up full screen. Nice. So this is
So
program.
that's the free program, and down at the bottom, like Kent said, is the download. If I can ever get to
You
it.
got to keep going. It's way down there. That's crazy.
Yeah. Right there.
So this is a Windows,
It's a Windows program.
of course.
And it says it's available in other languages.
That's nice.
A ton of languages. Look at all the languages. Let's see if there's something about it with different platforms up here.
Probably something similar for Mac, I would think.
Yeah, there is. And so this is what it looks like. Right now, I don't have, but it's got a column signal quality. You can sort it by column. You can sort it by and channels over here. You can sort it by channels, and shows you everything. So that's a free program that I've used in the past also.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
it mentions that Android has Wi-Fi analyzer, and that's really good.
All right, I'm off my share.
Okay, all right, very good.
There's a lot of utilities out there. I'm sure if you just look for network scanner,
Yeah,
just type in network scanner, you'll find all kinds of utilities for that.
I'm here twice now. I don't get that.
Oh, you are? You're mirrored.
I'm mirrored. That's right. It's weird. Okay, we're like in a different dimension. Speaking of different dimensions, one of the things that you mentioned earlier today, Jerry, that you had asked in a poll on the groups.io what people wanted to see in our shows. And I guess,
Yeah, that was right.
what was the most popular one?
I posted that yesterday, and we got quite a few responses. And surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, people most liked hearing about our stories in the hobby and what experiences we've had in the hobby, and sharing our love for the hobby, and also personal instances of interesting things that happen when you're out there under the sky, that type of stuff.
Of embarrassment and
Right.
the bizarre. Okay, so I'll let you go first, Jerry, since you're talking and you have volume.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I've got a couple of stories, but this one, I like this one personally. I used to, when I first started into this again about 12 years ago, I used to set my system up every night, portable, out in my driveway at the end of the driveway, because I had a great view of the sky out there. And I'd have a table and my telescope and mount, and my computer set up, and other things, gathered around like most people set up when they're out there in the field. And my neighbors used to come by, and I used to talk to them about what I was doing and let them see what I was doing on the cameras and the computer, and sometimes looking through the telescope with an eyepiece. And one night, it was fairly late. It was pretty dark, probably around 8 or 9 o'clock. One of my neighbors was walking their dog and came by, and she started talking to me, and I was showing her what I was doing, and her dog was on this fairly long leash. And I had this really rickety table, camper's table with my stuff on it, and it was cold, so I had my little cup of tomato soup out there on the table along with my stuff. And the dog decided to walk around my leg, and wrap the leash around the leg of the table. And y'all can understand what's going to happen next. So push comes to shove, the dog basically pulled the table leg and knocked over the soup. I had an external drive that got covered in tomato soup.
It got souped up.
Yeah, it got souped up. It
got
really
canned.
It got canned.
Canned by can of tomato soup.
Right. So the table was, my computer was sliding off the table. So I grabbed it with one hand, and I reached down and grabbed the dog with the other hand. And I got the dog unwrapped around the table leg somehow. And then she just walked away. She didn't say anything. Yeah. She didn't say
help Bill for a new hard drive or anything like that.
So I got everything back stable and started mopping up the soup, and my hard drive continued to work. It was fine. I was lucky that way, but that was one of my tales that's pretty fun to talk about.
Wolfgang, the winner of our mass here, says that, hey Scott, next time we can go rob banks together. It's a long time since I robbed a bank.
We've joked that it is our bank robbery beginner's kit.
That's right.
All right, so I've got a good story. I used to have cattle, had 50 cows, and thankfully we sold all the animals right before the market crashed a year and a half ago. So I would go out on the farm, which has good open expanse, and I was sitting there, and the cows there was this one cow that it was red cow, number 35, and she was the second calf born on the farm after my oldest son started buying cows, and she was friendly like a puppy dog. And I'm sitting there minding my own business, looking at something, and it's amazing to think that a 1,200-pound animal can walk up next to you and not make a sound. And I'm at the eyepiece, and all of a sudden I feel this hot breath and this rough tongue lick me.
God.
This
tongue?
Screamed.
It tongued you?
Oh yeah, cows. She loved to lick you.
Oh my God.
And she'd come up. She just wanted her head scratched, and I guess she'd been standing back there for a while, and she must have got mad at me for ignoring her, and she's gonna let me there. I didn't hear her breathe. I didn't hear her walk up, but all of a sudden that hot breath and that tongue, I screamed a blood curdling, as high pitched scream as I can scream, and jumped up, didn't knock the telescope over, And she was just sitting there in the dark looking at me like, okay, now scratch my head. So I scratched her head for a few minutes and she was happy, and then, wandered off a little bit and laid down and just hung out with me for the next bit. But oh boy, I mean, that was probably the most startled I've ever been. But yeah, had a cow just silently walk up just to check out what I was doing. So
You screamed, and you screamed like a little girl.
I screamed like a little girl. Absolutely. Yeah, that was. I'd like to have it on video. It'd be cool to see it on video, now. But yeah. So anyway, Scott, what's your big story?
I'm going to share Ron Delvau's experience. He said he had the police stop by as he was observing at 2 a.m. and they were interested to see what he's doing, wanted to see some stuff. He said it was fun. That's happened to me too. I've done those kinds of things.
That's one of my stories too. I have that.
Yeah, but here's one of my strange ones. Okay, and I have many, so I'm going to save them for different shows. All right, but this is a real story. Of course, I get started in astronomy, serious astronomy in Southern California, and I'm starting to do a lot of outreach programs. I take groups of people often to Palomar Mountain. Eventually what happens is that there was a elementary school that would let us borrow their facility. They gave us keys to the gate. We had keys to the classroom. We could use their bathroom, stuff like that. So it was really cool. And on occasion, groups would contact me and say, "Hey, we'd like to go out and do some astronomy. Would you put on a program for us?" And of course, I'd say yes every time, right? And so I get out, and this group shows up, and very nice people. About 50, 60 people show up, and I give them a little bit of a presentation, just an intro, just to kind of warm up and everything. And the leader of the group says, "Well," he said, we're gonna go and I have something to say with the group before we really get started." I said, "Okay, that's fine." I said, "I'll just be waiting here." So back at that time, I had an Odyssey 13.1-inch Dobsonian. I had some meat equipment and stuff like that. And I got this whole thing set up and I'm waiting for them. And I'm out there. It's a beautiful night. I see a couple of bolides come down. It's cool. Milky Way's coming up. Palomar's seeing conditions are awesome. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I notice it's really quiet, and I think they've left. Okay? And then I hear this humming. Mm. So I get closer and closer to where the humming is, and I see them all holding hands in a big circle. Okay? And they're all humming, and they're trying to hum down UFOs. They're trying to make a connection. I kind of just walk backwards, backing off. And I go back to my telescope and pretend nothing happened. Okay, nothing happened.
Did it work?
Did it work?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't scream like a Girl Scout or anything like that, but
Can y'all hear me?
but yeah, this is a true story. And later I find out that this was a group of UFO enthusiasts, and that I can't remember the name of the group, but apparently this is a technique that they use to attract UFOs. I don't know if it works or not. It didn't that night, so unfortunately.
Using you as bait.
Yeah, true story. True story. So
Jerry, your voice has left the galaxy. Try linking it.
What now?
Good.
There you go.
That's a good.
Okay, so I was trying to say they were using you as bait. They were using you as bait.
So
now, guys, I have been on television as a UFO skeptic. Okay, I respect the views of other people, and what I will say, which has converted some of my friends, and I will say is pretty interesting evidence is the stuff that was released by the Navy recently. Okay, so you guys might have seen that. It was announced on CNN. A lot of news channels put it on, and there is a Department of Defense .mil website. Okay, which I've never seen before them do this kind of thing, but there are these videos of these flying things next to these F-18 jets that Navy flyers had recorded. So who knows? Maybe we've been visited. So there's many people think we have. There were a lot of people
Or
who believe they had been abducted. Okay, but so it's all a little strange stuff to me. But that's just one of my stories that I have, and I'll tell more as we do more episodes.
so I'm not going to ask any probing questions.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Jim Norwood says, I dragged out an 8-inch Dob at a 9,000-foot campground in Dark Sky, Colorado. I noticed a couple watching me from the next campsite. I figured I'd impress them with my vast knowledge, right? So I invited them over. Turns out he was a college-level astronomy professor who taught me a thing or two instead. That's cool. That's really cool. Bill Black wants to know why I didn't join in on the humming. I just didn't figure I was experienced enough or something, or didn't have the power to drag down a UFO, So, Mr. Thump 30 says, "Does Dr. Stephen Greer does that UFO meditation stuff?" Oh, okay. So, seems legit for California, yes. Oh my God, caught you off guard. Those fighter videos are quite interesting, and Bill Black points that out, and he is right. It's pretty interesting, So, and was it Heaven's Gate group, Scott? Actually, no, but I have a Heaven's Gate story, and I'm not going to tell on this show tonight, but I will tell the story. It's tragic, So. Ulla Drake from or Wolfgang says, I believe there is life in space, but they are in the same situation as we. Yes, I'm also a believer that there's life throughout the universe like cockroaches, and I think that most astronomers believe that. And if you go to the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and you ask scientists, what are we looking for in our solar system? The new science today, okay, is the search for life elsewhere in the universe. So, but Ken says, we are among you. We are among you, blending in. Thank you, Ken. You'll have to tell us your story, how you got here. Wolfgang wants to know, have you grinded a mirror before? Did you ever do that?
No, I never did. I started to think about it, but I never.
You started to think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Redbeard says, absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence.
You can't prove it a negative.
A lot of true.
And it's hard to prove a positive.
That's true.
So Ansel Fury says Hell-Bop. Now that was a spectacular comet. We need another Hell-Bop or Hakataki to slide by. It's been forever since we've had a huge body that the tail went, degrees, fist widths across the sky. We need one of those to enliven people again about cometary viewing and what the possibilities are.
Yeah.
And this is not going to be one.
Neowise is pretty good.
Neowise is drawing some attention, but it's not like Hell-Bop and Hakataki where it's 30 or 40 degrees across the sky and visible at night just by looking up.
Remember how when in the 70s, 72, 73, I think it was 73 when Comet Kohoutek was supposed to be having Skylab was observing it.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be a really big comet, and it turned out to be somewhat of a dud.
It was a dud.
Yeah. You know what though? I know that happened before I got into the industry. I didn't see Kohoutek, although I was old enough to see it. Certainly was around. But Comet Kohoutek, because of the press that revolved around this, did sell a lot of telescopes. A lot of people bought telescopes preparing for it. So, but as we know, there's always comets up in the sky. Almost every month, you can go and look at, half a dozen of them. Okay, it's just that they're not very bright. For the most part, we're really lucky with this comet Neowise to have a really big, beautiful, bright one. Let's see.
So I remember two comets from growing up: Comet Bennett in the late '60s, and Comet West in like '76.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
West
West.
was incredible.
Comet West was incredible. Comet Bennett was too. I can remember going out. Dad would get us out, and it literally went across the sky, half or three-quarters of the way across the sky. It was spectacular.
Yeah.
And being 7 or 8 years old, I mean, that frankly may have had more effect on me at the time than the Apollo moon landing did. I remember it much better than I did the Apollo moon landing, and they were roughly in the same time frame, I think.
Yeah.
So I remember those two comets.
Yeah. And
very well.
Hayakatake. How about Hayakatake? That was a beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
Had a huge tail. I woke up my daughters in the middle of the night and put them in the car, and they were just kind of, sleepy-eyed still. And I drove them up to a mountaintop, and we got out of the car, and the tail was halfway across the sky. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And they still remember it. It's still kind of seared in their memory, like your experience, Kent. So,
Yeah.
One thing I remember getting excited about was Comet Halley when it came back in '86. I was really geared up, and I got to see it pretty early on when it was still really dim with my. And that's what prompted me to buy my Meade 10-inch Estimate Cassegrain.
good man.
And it was a fizzle.
Yeah.
It was
But
just
I could see. I mean, you could see it.
It was.
Well, it was, but it didn't live up to the hype. That's the problem we face. These things get hyped up by the media, even more so today. And I can't imagine what'll happen if a Comet West or a Hale-Bopp or something comes by again. It'll be a virtual. It'll be like going to a trout farmer and throwing a handful of food in. Everything's just going to erupt. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. Right. Right. We're getting some great comments here, and let's see. Ron Delvaux talks about. He says that he watched a 24-inch Servet mirror being made in the late 1970s. That's a ceramic material that's used for optics. A lot of space optics are made out of Servet. Ken points out through his interdimensional experience, space roaches are mean little beasts. Interdimensional flux spatial travel.
I love it.
And it's awesome.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Wolfgang is leaving us. He's got to start his vacation in 6 hours.
Okay.
Congratulations on a
Have
vacation.
fun. That's right. Yeah. Make sure, seriously, folks, I'm wearing one of these, but, the COVID situation that we have, they are saying that wearing a mask is important. So when you're out around people, wear one if you can. And definitely social distance. It's serious business. But I think that is kind of a wrap for our show for tonight. I really appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed the discussions about our experiences. We have lots of them. We've been out there in the field for a long time. And we know that many of you have as well, and we'd like to hear your stories. So feel free to share those on this show. And we will be seeing you tomorrow. Now, tomorrow also at 4:30, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, is the CosmoQuest event. Explore Scientific is, I think, the only telescope manufacturer there, but there's other people that are exhibitors that will be there, and apparently it's this kind of this scene type of thing. So is the best way I can explain it at this point. We've never been before, and I think it's free to attend, or maybe a very nominal fee to attend. And so anyhow, and we got a door prize there that's going to be given away at the event. And so a space artist apparently is painting one of our tubes or applying art decals that she has custom made for this telescope. And she's going to be doing this. She's going to be applying these things on the telescope tube, showing her progress during the event. So that's going to be really cool. And so that's all coming up starting tomorrow evening, 4:30 Central. Anyways, any other comments you guys want? If no, you still have a voice, Jerry?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, well, you still have a voice.
Oh, okay, good. That's good. Don't take my voice away.
All right. So anyhow, looking forward to hearing more of your stories, guys. So it's gonna be fun to share this.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you, and
Thanks, everybody.
keep looking up, everyone, and don't let any aliens abduct you. Okay? They
Right.
are out there.